Yeah, hi. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another session of Know the Strategy webinar, where we call upon a great trader and market wealth creator to share their experience on this particular session of Know the Strategy. And today we have Mr. Rakesh Pujara from who is a founder and managing director at Compounding Wealth Advisor. And Compounding Wealth Advisor is a SEBI registered investment advisor, and the team at CWA has 25 years of experience in trading and recommending and investing uh, for clients. Also, just want to give a little small background in terms of like they have already designed some of the quantitative and investing strategies for clients, and which has generated a great, I mean, huge returns with a limited risk. So I request Mr. Rakesh Pujara to share your experience and insight, and you can take the session further.
Yeah. Thanks, Dinesh, for the kind introduction. Thanks, Umesh Bhai, for the great opportunity for your TradeTone users. It's going to be a great learning for me as well and for your user as well. I'll try and make it worthwhile for everybody. Uh, as Dinesh just rightly said, we've got around more than 25 years of experience investing and trading in the market. Uh, Before founding my this company called Compounding Wealth Advisor 3 years back, I was working with Sri Naman Securities and Finance Private Limited, and in the last 5 years, I was heading that organization as a CEO. So all this algorithm trading and systematic trading and all this journey started in 2000, beginning of 2013, and it's been now 7 to 8 years, and it's been a great learning. And today I'll be sharing some of my learnings and my thoughts on why system trading, why algorithm trading, and why not other forms of investment and trading. And I hope uh, all of you get the learning you want here. And as Umesh Bhai told me earlier, like there's a lot of retail crowd here, and there are a lot of young guys here. So if you guys can just type your age, what is your age, guys? You can just type in the chat. I'll be able to know what's your age. Okay, 29, 25, 42, 35, 53, 56, 23. Okay, 31, 39, 56. Okay. Yeah. So pretty much all varieties, youngest being 19 so far and eldest being 56, and I will take it average between 30 and 35. So like a lot of mature people, at the same time a lot of young people here. And if you can just type if you are HNI and as HNI, and if you are retail as R, I'll be able to know the kind of audience I am. Okay. So quite a few retail guys. There are a few HNIs, of course, and yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for active participation. The reason I'm asking all this is so that I can address my presentation accordingly. That is the only reason why I'm asking. And pretty much very 70-80% of the guys are retail. A few of them are HNIs. So a very wide variety of audience. And I'll start with my presentation now. Should I share my screen, Dinesh, now?
Yeah, please.
Okay, I'll share my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, my screen visible, guys?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Oh, okay. So it's a very unique title that I've chosen to give this presentation, being anti-fragile. As many of you are aware, Mr. Taleb has written this book called Anti-Fragile. I like the title and I like the spirit of the book. So I choose this title called Anti-Fragile. What do you mean by anti-fragile? Let's go with the meaning. Anti-fragility essentially describes a category of things that not only gain from chaos but needed to survive and thrive. The concept was originally developed by Nicholas Taleb, and what he advocates is like you have to aim to be not to be perfect, but you have to be aim to be anti-fragile. So basically, anti-fragile means taking advantage of chaos rather than breaking down in chaos. So this metaphor is rightly observed during 2020 and 21 when the pandemic struck and the market went into turbulence. So there was a black swan both sides on the downside and on the upside as well. So in this kind of turbulence, like before pandemic also, we were facing a lot of you can say technological changes and disruptions. Like a lot of old businesses, old way of doing businesses were getting redundant, and new ways of doing businesses are discovered every day. Like cost of capital has virtually gone to zero worldwide. There's slosh of liquidity sloshing around, and businesses are still figuring out how to cope with this. And in the middle of all this, suddenly the pandemic strikes. So how do you deal with all this? So my entire presentation is you can say centering around how to be anti-fragile, how you can withstand the gyrations of equities and stocks and futures and options and all that. And then I'll come to the kind of strategy I use, and then finally I'll come to the kind of strategy I'm willing to roll out on TradeTron from 1st April 2021. So that is from today and between 21st uh, 21 April, we will try and integrate my strategies with TradeTron, and it will be available to you then. So let's start with the presentation. So since all of you are already on TradeTron platform and you've joined through TradeTron, my understanding is you already aware about equity markets. And since TradeTron is a marketplace for algorithms, many of you have graduated from a simple investment to alternative ways of making investments. So let us evaluate equity versus other asset class. Why equity and not other asset class? So simply speaking, equity has proven to be the best over long term. Equity returns generally beats inflation. Compounding can help magnify the returns from equity. Equity can help you start small towards your goal. But there is a flip side to it. Like everything is rosy when it is put on an Excel sheet or it is just shown as a data. But when you actually go through the journey of equity investing, the ride is not all that hunky-dory. The statement that equities will always outperform bonds sounds very true, but it has its fair share of ups and downs that it goes through. Like one of the recent articles I read, that bond outperformed equity for a few decades at a stretch in the history of 150 years of US market. So there could be a few decades, like what happened in Japan, for example, where equities will not perform. So to make a blanket statement like equity always outperforms, it might in the longer run, say 30, 40, 50 years, but in a shorter duration of 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, it can underperform other asset class. Like recently before this market revision, like there was a huge underperformance by Nifty vis-a-vis gold. Now, of course, gold is underperforming and Nifty is performing. So there is always a possibility that asset class goes through some sort of a correction and then it dilutes your return. So presuming you're convinced about it, investing in equities. So how to go about investing in equities? Single stocks versus many stocks. Like suppose you're good enough to identify stocks and you consider yourself to be a great stock picker, then you might have picked Infosys and Wipros of the world in 94, 95, 96, and you would have ridden the entire up move till today. But not everybody is that maybe skillful or that lucky. So some of us might have picked up Satyam or maybe DSQ or Silverline for that matter. So it goes to zero, and Infosys and Wipro and TCS creates a lot of wealth. So there is a definite risk in just choosing one stock versus multiple stocks. So suppose you identify a sector, then of course there is a possibility of underperformance by a sector during a period and outperformance by a sector. Suppose you choose cyclical over defensives, and probably last 3-4 years was a loss But now, last since 3 4 months, 5 months, cyclicals are outperforming defense. If you're not skilled enough to pick up right sectors, probably you can have a periodic underperformance compared to the Nifty and all that. So, so what is the solution? So now, say you go for multi stocks, you go for say multi sectors, and rather than doing it, why not go for some sort of a passive investing, that is ETF, exchange traded funds? Why not go for a passive investment? That is an argument put up by a lot of fund managers nowadays. So let me rebut that argument with some data and facts, like why even ETFs doesn't make sense for somebody like us, or at least it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know about others. 2008 high of our Nifty 50 was 6,287. So I'm sharing some data point. Okay, here 2008 high was 6,277. 2008 low was 2,524. That was the amount of fall that we observed in 2008. And somebody would have argued a year back that it is aberration, such things doesn't happen time and again, and it's once in a generation event. But then the similar kind of fall occurred in 2020, when 2020 high was 12,760 and low was almost 7,800, kind of, And today, after this fall, market has almost double form bottom. This kind of gyrations, like even with ETFs, I don't know how many people will be able to stomach and time their entry. Suppose you are smart enough to time your entry as well, and suppose you time the entry from 2008 low to 2021 high. So that also, if you can see that return from 2008 low to the 2021 high, if you're lucky and you're a good timer of the market, still return over the last 9 years has not exceeded 15%. 14.81 to be very precise. Even if you're lucky to catch the bottom of 2008, and if you are lucky to sell at the top, which is the current one, and you're skillful enough, then also probably the returns are in and around 14 to 15%. Of course, not a bad return. But what about the drawdowns or the kind of risk, kind of gyrations you go through? Like 2008-9 drawdown was 59.85. When I say drawdown, like I'm talking peak to trough. When the market falls from peak to trough, that is, I generally call it a drawdown. It is 59.85% in 2008-9, and in 2020 the drawdown is 37%. So to get a return of 14-15%, do we have to take a pain of 60% or maybe 37% or 40%? At least I am not willing to take that pain. What about if you are in some mature market like Japan? Japan Nikkei index scaled a high in 1989. Nikkei was 38,916 approximately in 1989. You are talking already 32 years, and still Nikkei is languishing at around 30,000. If you count a CAGR of Nikkei from 1989, it is minus 0.79. Okay, and this kind of timing and this kind of highs and lows are difficult. So ETFs also, for me at least, it is a no-no. So what about other forms of investment and trading? Let's explore that. If you're not just looking to buy stocks, or you're just not looking to buy index and stay put for a long period of time, then I have something for you. So let me compare. See, I compared two of my systems. My systems basically I had designed based on algorithms. They are quantitative based, they are rule based, and they do not have any scope for human emotions, and they are totally mechanical. So even with my system, first system is buy and hold. I have named it as Infinity Milt. Last 10 years of backtesting shows my system has generated 27% CAGR, which is much better than 14-15% CAGR that a Nifty has produced over a period of time. It has gone through a drawdown of 41%. So again, better than Nifty. Like Nifty has gone through a drawdown of 60% and a return of 15%. So your ratio, which I generally call is a max DD ratio, that is your return to drawdown ratio. In the case of Milt, it is 0.65. In case of buy and hold Nifty, it was less than 0.25. So even if you want to do some kind of a buy and hold, do do it with some systematic entry and exit, then probably you are able to improve the returns as well as you are improve the drawdowns as well. But still, you're with this also you're just playing one side of the market, that is long. You are just perpetually long, as known to many of us. Markets are up 20-30% of the time, and rest of the 70% 80% of the time either they are sideways or they are going down, and or they are going in a bear market. What do you do when the market is in a bear market? Or so why not go for a long shot? So the product on the right hand side, which is a product which is live, we use it for ourselves, we use it for our clients, is a long short future. It's a non-leveraged product which generates an annual return of 24%, which is in line with a buy and hold. Like buy and hold has generated around 27, this has generated around 24%. But look at the drawdown. Look at the drawdown of the system. Drawdown system is 12.27. That is the drawdown. So basically, with 1/3 risk, you are able to almost match 90% of the return. So why not? Why play only one side of the market? Why not play both the sides? So we can play both the sides. So by the time, if you're convinced we can play both the sides, I'll go to the next slides. Because markets do go in a bear market, so why not target in absolute return? Why wait for a decade to generate a return? And why not target return every year, which is possible to make, So with long short, you will be able to make some kind of an absolute return every year. And this is my live system, and I can vouch for it. This kind of returns are generated through the systems. And this is Mindwell. This is non-leverage, so it's apple to apple comparison. It's not that I'm comparing a leverage system with a non-leverage system, right? If you're convinced that we should go long shots, so suppose we choose this Infinity LSF, my systems, and you are happy with 24% return every year almost, and with 12% drawdown, which is a comparatively very low risk compared to a buy and hold. Now look at the system on the right hand side. That is Infinity indices. The return on Infinity indices are 16% only, which is almost, you can say 66%, 0.66% of LSF returns. But look at the drawdown. Drawdown is 4.73%. So the ratio, which was like in case of single strategy, which was 1.96, that is your return to drawdown ratio, has improved from 1.96 to 3.55. But return has of course reduced. You've introduced multi-strategies into this Infinity indices, and probably your returns are diluted. It looks like diluted. Now let me take you through the process, how you can actually increase your return and not increase your risk. Okay. I hope all of us are with me so far. Participants, yes, no? Let me check. Just type yes, no, because I won't be able to answer anything right now. And just type one, yes or no. Okay, great. Let me check all the chats. Yeah. Okay, so let's take it forward. So once you're convinced, let's play both the side of the market and let's play multiple strategies. But if you can compare that returns of 24% are better than 16, I tell you why it is not better than 16. Because your return to drawdown ratio here is 1.96 and here it is 3.55. So your risk adjusted returns are much, much better in case of multi-strategies. Okay. How can we increase the return? As we are aware, like everybody is trading with margins nowadays, a lot of leverage. Like option has a leverage of 30 times, 40 times, like indices have a leverage of 5-6 times, stocks have a leverage of 3 times in futures. So keeping your risk level same, Like Infinity LSF has, for example, risk level of 12% per annum, and it has a return of 24% per annum. If I match the risk here with Infinity indices, basically, leverage is actually a double-edged sword, but I'm actually telling you how to use it. Okay. So suppose I keep my risk level at 12.27 at fixed, that is the drawdown I can take, that is the pain level I can take, then what should be my return? So I've calculated reverse and I have used that as a parameter. I've fixed this 12.27 as my maximum drawdown. So my returns has actually gone up to 43.54% because I can use a leverage of 4.65 because my drawdown in this system is only 4.73. If I have to match the drawdown of 12.27, I can actually go up to 2.6 times, and 2.6 times of the 16.77 is 43%. So my suddenly my return, which was looking at 16%, by even adding leverages, I have not increased the risk and I have actually increased my return. So this is how probably you can use leverage to your advantage. Of course, leverage is a double-edged sword, but if you are trading multi-strategies using your own parameters and quantitative and other parameters, probably you can, this kind of results are definitely possible to achieve. So by now, like we are convinced, not only equity, we have to play both side of the equities, not only buy and sell. You have to say probably address long and short side both and try and generate good risk adjusted return. So for that, you can use single strategy, you can use multi-strategy, but multi-strategies definitely gives better risk adjusted returns. So let's move to multi-strategies. Okay, so now we are convinced we go to multi-strategies. So how I was convinced I should go to multi-strategies. So I'll tell you how I was convinced. I was convinced with this single slide, which I show in the books called The Principles by Mr. Ray Dalio. He published this book a few years back, where he has shown this diagram as a holy grail. Basically, what this diagram tells you is, if you are diversified into more than 20 uncorrelated markets, the probability of losing money in a given year virtually goes to zero. So if you see something here, like standard deviation was 10% when we were using kind of a single market. As the number of market increases, your standard deviation also reduces, and suddenly you come to know when your risk to reward was 0.25, your probability of losing was around 40%, and your risk to reward ratio has gone to 2.5. Can you hear me, guys? Is my voice clear? Okay, good, good. Sorry. So as you trade more markets, and those markets essentially should be non-correlated, your risk, if you're trading 20 such markets, your risk of losing in a given year virtually goes to zero. So this is the kind of diversification one should aim for in the longer period of time. And this could be the holy grail of making consistent money. And this is how you can be anti-fragile. So thinking this was stuck to me around 2.5, 3 years back, and we started the process of finding our holy grail. How can we find our holy grail? So we deep dive into this research. We developed a lot of strategies. We kind of combined. So last 3 years, we have spent not less than 10 hours, 12 hours a day researching on various strategies, combining with other strategies, and putting it live, putting it through kind of a beta environment, and then putting it live for our client, advising our client to use such strategies. And finally, we could achieve what you are seeing on the screen. So we call it a CWA Holy Grail, and we have named it as Infinity All Weather. So this is kind of an all weather strategy we have been able to form so far. However, so I'll give you a spoiler here. It requires a capital of 5 crores. So now you guys will start cursing me. Now you're addressing a retail forum and you are asking for a capital of 5 crore. And I'm not asking for a capital of 5. I'm just demonstrating how how with larger capital you are able to reduce risk at the same time you are able to increase return. So this is how the world plays. This is the reality. The rich gets richer, and sometimes lesser rich people remain lesser rich because of this phenomena sometimes, where you need larger capital to diversify, because each strategy will have to have some capital, minimum capital deployed. So this 5 crore capital is combination of not less than almost 10 to 12 different strategies that we are using across asset diversifications. We have got like cash equity, we have got stocks and indices futures, we have got stock options, and we've got indices futures and everything. And mind well, the returns are mind boggling. Look at the drawdown. Drawdown, we are talking of 10 to 11%. So this gives me a good risk to reward ratio of 7.74. This is the kind of results which are possible to achieve if you follow a multi-strategy approach. But I can understand not many of us on this forum will have this kind of capital. So me and Umesh Bhai had conversation on this a year back, and then we touched bases again. And like he wanted me to put something on TradeTron which like serves to their users and their interest, and it gives a retailer a chance. So again, I deep dive into what I can possibly put up as a product on TradeTron. So far, I've been able to kind of lower the capital requirement from 5 crore to 50 lakhs. This is the product that me and Umesh Bhai planning to launch on TradeTron, and this I have designed on a special request from Umesh Bhai and to be launched in April. This is not available on the platform right now. So, but look at the capital requirement again. Capital requirement here is 50 lakhs. So anything below this, I am not able to deploy a good risk to reward ratio. Like I am seeing a lot of algorithm platforms, a lot of strategies on, I'm sure they are good strategies, but mind well, if you're using a single strategy which requires a low capital and which has been backtested on a couple of years, and a couple of years has gone good and people have deployed money, take me take me from take me from me in writing is going to bust someday, and it will bust very soon. When I say bust, I mean to say you will go through a period of drawdown which you have not seen earlier, and then people will start doubting the strategies and whether it works or not, or whether we should lump it. So people will start jumping from one strategy to another strategy and all that. So, but my advice is don't stick to one strategy. It might require a little more capital, but even if you suppose you don't have more capital, like this product will require definitely 50 lakhs, and it will require at least 1 month of effort to integrate with TradeTron, and we'll put it live for you guys who are able to afford 50 lakhs. Suppose there are a lot of people in this forum currently which will not be able to afford this kind of capital. So this next 5-10 minutes I am dedicating to this session, where I'll be addressing the crowd currently. I'm addressing retail crowd currently, right? So let me ask you retailers, why should all rich have all the fun, So let me take to some of the processes which will allow you to have fun, at least with making money. Since many of us are retailers, we have capital size which is very limited. I've seen a lot of people on TradeTron who have got 50,000 as capital, 1 lakh as capital, maybe 5 lakhs as capital, maybe 10 lakhs as capital. So should you be disappointed? Not at all. Absolutely nothing. Even if you start with 10,000, there is always a good place to start. Okay. So with smaller capital, there are two sides of the coin. It is good as well as bad. How it is good? So suppose you have a small capital and you blow the entire capital. You will blow a little amount, right? And you must be quite young, and you'll be able to recoup that amount and all that, and you'll be able to restart. So in a way, that is a good. What is bad is like it doesn't give you much of a choice. Since you have a very limited capital, your process of deploying that capital has to be really, really stringent. And for that, you need to have a lot of resources at your disposal, which you are not able to afford because you have limited resources. So it is kind of a loop that you get into. But mind well, there is always a place to start. You have to start your journey. And compounding takes time. Your smaller capital will grow into larger capital, provided you keep that capital somehow protected. Okay. So in the words of Larry Hyde, if I may tell you, if you win, if you bet big, you will definitely win big. But if you lose all the chips, you won't be able to bet. So idea here is to conserve as many chips as possible and as long as possible. Stay in the market as long as possible. So this will require discipline and require training. Suppose you do not have much capital, so then your skill level has to be really, really high. So you have a small capital and you can't afford to lose it. So you must go the required training for deploying that capital. There are many free sources, like today's webinar is absolutely free, and you can actually access from your mobile. You're not spending a penny on it. Within 1 hour, you'll receive a lot of wisdom from this webinar, and you can choose to have such free resources. Like a lot of free resources are disclosed in, like today's social media has become so much accessible by everybody. You don't need money to learn. So you have to devote time. You have to undergo the required training. If you can't afford the training expenses, go to the free resources. There are available free resources. Absolutely free resources are available, and you'll be able to access a lot of quality training freely. The next important thing you have to focus is on money management. If you have a limited capital, your money management and risk management skill has to be par excellent. Then and only then you have a chance of survival. If let me give you one anecdote, one example. I read in one book where that author actually went to the research and did trades based on flip of a coin. Okay, flip of a coin. He used to flip a coin. If there is a king, he will go long. If it is square, he will go short. This is the kind of system he was following, and he was just using his money management technique to position size. So as most of us know, flip of a coin has a 50-50 probability. So when you put up a trade at any point of time, there is a 50% probability that your trade will be in your favor, or and 50% probability your trade will be against. So you are not deploying any entry techniques. You are not going to any charting techniques or quantitative techniques or maybe even fundamental techniques. What you're basically doing is flipping a coin and just going short on a stock or indices and going long on a short on an indices. You're just managing your money through some risk management and money management rules. And believe me, in the long run, you'll end up making a hell lot of money if your money management and your risk management skills are in place. So what it requires a lot of patience. It requires a temperament. It requires your belief into what you are doing and stay the course and walk the course, do the mistake, get up again, do the mistake again and correct it again, fall down, get up again. That is the process, and that is the kind of patience that will be required. And most important of all, we all should enjoy the journey. Like while keeping an eye on destination, we should not forget to enjoy the journey. Mind well, everybody is a student here, including myself. Every morning we get excited, get out of bed and try and learn new things at our office, in our organization, in our circle. Everybody is like, I'm approaching my 50 years, and many of my friends are around the same level. But the level of excitement I see in them, the enthusiasm I see them for learning and all that is unbelievable. And I would urge all of you to kind of enjoy the journey. Yes, of course, you will reach your destination sooner or later. Yes, somebody reaches a little earlier, somebody reaches a little later. But ultimately, if you kind of stick to the process, you will kind of reach your destinations. And I'll be more than happy to answer your question in a few minutes from now. Somebody has rightly said, do not hesitate to clarify a doubt, because he who asks a question remains full for 5 minutes. He who doesn't ask remains full forever. So this pretty much ends my presentation. This is my contact details. I'm Rakesh Pujara, founder and managing partner at Compounding Wealth Advisors. And my WhatsApp number I've given, my email number I've given. Twitter is Rakesh Pujara one, and my YouTube channel is Rakesh Pujara. And that's about it. That pretty much ends my presentations, and probably I stop sharing my screen, Dinesh.
Yeah, sure. So,
Yeah.
anyone has any question, you can please write it in chat, and we'll try to answer that.
Okay. So I'll definitely I'll try and answer them. Okay. Let me take from the beginning. Since 5 o'clock, people are typing in something. Let me take one by one. Okay. Uh, what are the strategies? So name of the 50 lakh strategy is like Infinity Indexes and Options, and we have not launched it currently on TradeTron. We'll be integrating it first, and we will be launching it very soon. And we have named all our products are named as Infinity, and then we have the details. So now the strategy that we are launching on TradeTron is named as uh, Infinity Indices and Options. It's a combination of indices and options, multi-strategy, long short in options, and similarly long shorts on, on indices as well as options. Okay. How can we avail for now low capital? Okay, low capital, as I rightly just highlighted in the presentation. See, you have to start small. If you have a low capital, probably you should only try things only with one lot, or suppose you are not able to afford that margin as well. Suppose a single lot of indices future requires 1.5 lakh, then probably you should try and develop some system on option buying side. Option buying has a very limited capital requirement, but at the same time, option buying strike rate is very low, so you are likely to kind of run out of capital very soon. So your money management skill has to be like, you can't put more than 1.5 to 2% of your capital as option premium. So you can try with that. To understand, somebody has asked, understand money management, position sizing, you can refer a book. Yeah, definitely there are many books available, and probably I will email you the list. There are so many transactions every month. Have you calculated all the cost while calculating the returns? Yeah, I'm pretty much very, you can say, when it comes to slippages and transaction cost, I'm pretty much paranoid about slippages and transaction cost, because if you're not calculated it well, probably uh, your backtest will show you rosy picture, and then probably you will put money on the wrong strategies. So yeah, pretty much all the expenses and slippages have been accounted for. Somebody's asked time period of backtesting. I've done almost every backtesting I've done for last 10 years. In case of options, I have backtested options again from 2013, and whenever there is a weekly expiry, I've tested from the day the weekly expiry is available in Bank Nifty, and weekly expiry available in Nifty. Whenever there is availability of data, I've backtested from that. So somebody is saying 10 people and 5 lakhs equal to 50 lakhs. Yeah, of course it is. But unfortunately, regulation does not allow to pull this kind of money. So I'm not sure how can you do that. So some more questions. Okay. Somebody's asking strategy details. So we can have a separate, when we launch, we'll have a detailed statistics seminar on my strategies. Currently we're just soft launching it, and probably we wanted to have this kind of an education seminar. It's more of an education seminar rather than launching our product, because we are not yet integrated with TradeTron. So it's a little premature to show all the details and all. And probably I'm adding few more strategies in option side to improve my ratios. I'm trying to lower my capital requirement so that I can offer you at a very limited capital. So all this will take say 15 days to 1 month, and probably we're ready for the launch. So that time we'll give all the strategy details. Hi Rakesh, can you throw some light on types of strategy that you deploy? So again, type of my strategies are generally price action based, and I've divided broadly my strategy into two kind of categories. One category is based on directions, and one category are not based on directions. And in direction as well, I have divided a lot of strategies between different time frames and a different way of looking at things. Like I've identified I've scanned more than 1,000 patterns, and we've identified around 125 patterns that are recurring in nature. So we have used patterns as well. We have used some intraday setup as well. So it pretty much covers all the universe of what you can actually do in the stock market. So that's why we generally require higher capital so that we can deploy it all. So if we use our investment to trade equities, what is the question? Then we may be in panic if PNL is negative. If we earn money from trading equities and invest, it's a pretty long question. One sec, I'll just go through it. Okay, trading equities and invest those profits in long-term equity holding, then we may not be panic even if the long-term equity investment PNL goes red. We have to learn new strategy. Okay, yeah, of course, when account is negative, everybody is in panic. So I've seen a lot of mature guys in panic, and so yeah, definitely. Details of rule based on details of rules I cannot give because this is very proprietary to our systems. And in which segment you are going to provide strategy in Tradetron, that they will discuss with Umesh Bhai, and Umesh Bhai and me will decide what segment will cater to. For beginners, how do you suggest someone start learning some simple algo? So yeah, there are various free AFL available in AmiBroker forums. Free AFL available. You can start backtesting. You can start learning Excel and Python and start backtesting your ideas. Like there are a lot of platforms like eMarket Learns and market scanners, and there are a lot of algos which gives away their strategy for 500 rupees a seminar. So getting a strategy should not be a problem. Only thing, following it with conviction is an issue always. So that is how it is. 50 lakh cash required or margin required? Can we pledge our holdings? So generally, like exchange is required now, cash and collateral 50-50. So that depends on your broker, how you deal with your broker. Generally 50 lakhs out, 25 lakhs is cash and 25 lakhs is collateral. That is what generally broker accepts. So that you can talk to your broker on that. Can you share the recording? I'm traveling, bad network.
Yeah, recording will be uploaded on YouTube.
Okay. So I'm taking as many questions as somebody's asking, are you SEBI registered? Yes, we are SEBI registered. And why is percentage of win trade significantly less than percentage of losses? It's a good question. Why it is less than? See, we like to win more when we win, and we like to lose little when we lose. Okay, so your payoff ratio has to be high. So even if you lose say 65% of the time and win 35% of the time, but when you win, actually you win 3 times, 4 times what you lose. So eventually you'll end up making money. So that is because our stop losses are very tight. Okay, stop losses are very tight, and we end up kind of doing our stop loss very often. And whenever we are in a kind of a run, which is favoring us, probably, yeah. That's why my ratio is. What about the monthly fee, or is it profit sharing basis? We will declare when we actually launch it. It's just a soft launch, and we have not yet decided on that. We'll discuss when we'll cross the bridge when we come to it. Okay. One more question. What is the drawdown ratio on this strategy? Okay, I'll just share the drawdown ratio of my multi-strategy. One sec, I'll just check it. One sec. Give me a minute. I'll ask. It's 15%. So drawdown is 15%, and return is 66%. And not many questions. What is your profile details on Tradetron? I have not been profiled so far on Tradetron. Okay. Sir, Ankit Madhwani suggested to learn from you about equity markets. Can you suggest some stocks or holding long term? Any select? I'm not allowed to kind of recommend in a public forum without making proper disclosures. So I'm not invested in any of the stocks. So I generally do long shorts and I invest in very few stocks. Okay. Probably, to me, currently ITC looks to be a good bet for a long term. Otherwise, generally I don't talk about stocks since you have asked. Probably, yeah, ITC looks good. Okay. Sir, can we trade in international equity and indices legally? Legally, I don't think so. Indians are allowed to trade internationally because there is a regulation which allows you to invest abroad but not trade. So trading, I don't think so legally possible. Yeah, you can invest legally. Uh, Question: What what are your returns in your long only strategy more than long short? Why are returns in your long only strategy okay? See, returns are more in long only strategies because it is purely based on momentum, and my long only strategies goes into cash at the first sign of trouble. So 35% of the time you're sitting on cash, and with long short, like I have only 12% drawdown, and my long only has a drawdown of 41%. So the moment you take a higher drawdown, it is possible to generate more return. So I showed you how to generate more return, keeping the drawdown as same. So if I keep my drawdown as same, 12%, my return into long short goes to 45%. So it's actually, if you say my returns are less in long short, it is factually incorrect. Thanks for replying, sir, as I'm already having a strategy to earn by trading currency and just investing the profit in equity 7. Thanks. Great. Do you have any other strategy deployed? I have zero strategy deployed in Tradetron as because my generally capital requirement is very high and Tradetron is generally a retail platform, but I will try and launch as many strategies possible in the times to come with limited capital. If I'm able to service retailers, I'll be more than happy. Any further questions? There are a lot of questions pouring. Any more questions? What are the platforms for learning new strategies? What are the platforms for learning new strategies? You should attend conferences like Algo conventions. Then you have eLearn Market. I think eLearn Market is a great platform where a lot of experienced traders are sharing their strategies in their webinars and all. So something like Algo convention is there, or maybe something like DECMA, which is conducted by Prashant Shah, and Algo convention done by Raviniti, eLearn Markets by say Devang by Vivek and Sovit. And then you have this Vishal Mehta's Market Scanner and Learner Argo app and all. These are the guys who keep on churning, giving their strategies on social media platforms. And yeah, Market Scanner maybe, yeah, it's a good one. And yeah, Vivek is a good friend, and he keeps on doing a lot of webinars on eLearn Markets. There are a lot of good people on eLearn Markets. Somebody like Asim Singhal, and there are a lot of great guys. Education is available at a very, very reasonable cost. These guys are sharing what they are actually using as a strategy. What are the charges to use this strategy? So strategy is not deployed yet at Tradetron, so we can't talk about charges right now. When we deploy, that time we will definitely. Anything you want to ask Umesh Bhai or Dinesh from your side?
Yeah, so I have one question. So for this particular strategy of 50 lakhs that you are going to trade in options, so is it going to be only stock?
It is a combination of index options and futures both.
Okay, it's synthetic is basically. So
it's not synthetic.
Okay.
It is indices. Indices is I'm trading futures,
Okay.
Nifty and Nifty, and then
Okay.
I'm trading in options also of the same indices.
Same indices.
So my positions will be there in indices and as well as options.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
So basically, it's going to be a kind of hedge strategies simultaneously.
They are risk defined strategies, and none of my legs are open. And even with indices, I generally hedge through at the money options. So overnight, there is no risk of black swan. If the market goes up by 20% or goes down by 20%, you can have a sound sleep, not an issue, because everything is hedged somewhere. With some leg of options, it is hedged somewhere. So none of my option legs are open. none of my future legs are open. They are actually hedged through options, and they are hedged to at the money options, not even far off beams and all. So yeah, except for the drawdown, I don't see any other risk because even if some strategy breaks, there's some other strategy start performing. So on the whole, I've got a very smooth payoff on that.
Great. So if it is indices, then the liquidity wise, there should not be much concern because I
Absolutely,
think
that
yes,
is the reason why I have preferred to launch this on Tretron, because I know Tretron gives a lot of quantity of users. So your slippage and your transaction cost and your other costs cannot exceed. And if the slippage is increased and your scalability is not there, probably you will eat your own strategy. So since it is in indices and options,
right,
it's pretty much scalable. It's like without causing trouble to other users, you can use it.
great. And on an average, what is the frequency of trades in a month if the
I
system follows
see
on an
frequency
average?
of trade in options. There are you can say 4 to 5 trades a month, maybe six to seven trades a month. So every week we have 2 trades in options in weekly, and in monthly we have around two trades in monthly. So all in all, you can say around 15, 16 trades across options and similar trades in futures as well. So all in all, around 30, 32 trades. That's how
Okay,
it is. Yes. So there's no much churning as such. There are some churning
right.
in indices, but options like it's pretty much relaxed. So I'm not much concerned with slippages in options as well because they're based on price. They're based
Right.
on fixed spreads and all. So so yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it. Anything you want to ask, Umesh bhai?
Nay, all good. Thank you very much for your
I
presentation.
I hope you like the presentation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good. It is really good. So any more questions? If you all have, please, you can ask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Any? Yeah. Good.
Yeah, so some people are still pouring in questions. Sir,
Yes.
do you believe that gaps are filled on the charts? Yes, some gaps definitely are filled. So I'm behind all this now. Gaps and this wedges and your flags and poles, and I'm behind all this. Yes, I used to trade all this, but now I've stopped trading all this. Rakesh sir, there is a lot of statistics variable involved in your presentation as we see, like correlation, probability, standard deviation, how to understand these parameters variable with respect to stock chart data. Also, what exactly one need to do, understand, master, if at all, to approach in stock quantitative analysis method versus technical analysis. Oh my, you asked me a question worth 2 years, all in one. Yeah, you have to understand. If you want to put money at work, you have to understand all this. If you don't want to understand, hire professionals like us, and we'll manage money for you. Don't worry on that. So if you want to understand, yes, there is a way, but there is no easy way out. Tretron is a great thing future, just a matter of time when they will become a $1 billion company. So Umesh bhai, some participant is very bullish on you. Rajesh Jain is bullish. You are going to be a multi-billionaire company. So हमको याद रखना सर, भूल मत जाना.
Thank you so much, Rajesh.
Way to learn Gantt chart. I'm struggling. I've struggled to learn Gantt. I don't understand any of it. Sorry to say that the audio not available. I'm audible.
Yeah, it's your audible, sir. And we'll be uploading the webinar video also. So anyone who's facing some issues in terms of not audio is not clear or anyone has missed out, they can definitely go to a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Once it is uploaded, they can access it definitely.
Okay. The same guy who is telling you to be a $1 billion company wants to buy some of your shares. So you can privately allot some at some good valuation. So I think now all this non-serious questions are coming. So probably it's time to end up.
Yes, sir.
I
It was
hope
really great session.
yeah, I hope I have done justice to the time of every participant. Thank you so much for attending.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to deploying your strategy in April.
Oh yeah, we'll work together and we'll integrate with Tretron. So yeah, since I have promised on a public platform, I will definitely integrate it by April for sure.
Right, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thanks all the participants for attending. See you soon with some more learnings and some other platforms as well here as well. And I'll keep sharing my learning and help you make money. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everyone for joining in. Have a
Thanks.
great day. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks.